All right, as we begin, Action News at 10 on CW13, the polls are closed and the votes are getting tallied. We are tracking the results of hundreds of ballot issues all across our region. That includes an historic race for Toledo's top job. Our Gerald Harris has the latest on the results. Gerald.
Tony, it will be an historic third term for Mayor Wade Kapszukiewicz if he can pull it off tonight, solidifying Toledo as a Democratic stronghold. The mayor did have some competition. Independent candidate Roberto Torres ran a campaign with a focus on change, neighborhoods, and safety, and also what he calls a responsible approach to spending the public's money. He says he's proud of the campaign he ran.
I believe that what we did is we've awakened the community to the ability that they all have for change. Couldn't be any more proud of the campaign because it's not run by a Democratic Party or a Republican Party. It's not run by the special interests.
And Mayor Wade Kapszukiewicz appears that he will enter his historic third term next year to lead Toledo. The mayor tonight saying he feels a special responsibility and looking forward to meeting the challenge. Kapszukiewicz has been running a campaign for re-election, touting his success of business development in the city over the past few years.
Toledoans don't always re-elect their mayors. Historically, over the years, they don't. And so to be re-elected now, not once but twice, is humbling. And I take very seriously the trust that the voters have placed in me. So I'm excited for the future of Toledo. I'm excited that the citizens embraced my vision of moving forward. And now I'm ready to get to the office tomorrow and continue the work to make Toledo the best place it could possibly be. So very thankful.
The mayor has been in office since January of 2018.
Another big race in Toledo, 6 at-large seats for city council. 5 incumbents up for re-election, with 6 others hoping to unseat them. Right now, incumbents Sir Sandra McPherson, Brittany Jones, Nick Comives, and George Sarantu, along with newcomer Aaron Kramer, all taking the lead in that race. At-large council members represent the entire city and make up half of the 12-member council. Winners of this race will be sworn into office on the first business day in January. Now in Wood County, a contentious school issue may finally have an answer.
Major cuts were on the line for Perrysburg schools, and voters turned out to make sure their voices were heard for this school levy. 13 Action News reporter Lily Lyles is live outside of the Perrysburg Board of Education building with the details. Lily.
Yeah, Tony and Gerald, all throughout this afternoon, I was talking with voters at a polling location. They told me that they were major supporters and some were major opponents of this school levy. But again, voters came out and so far it looks like they are in support and this levy is going to pass. Now, if you do remember last year, a similar operating levy was actually on the ballot and it failed. You may remember that the Board of Education said there was a $13 million annual loss due to that failure. Positions at the school were even cut in the district. This time around, there's an emergency 5-year operating levy on the ballot. The BOE says it would generate approximately $11 million each year if approved. Voters against the levy did not want to go on camera, but one woman told me it was the only reason she came out today to vote. She said she did not understand the business aspect, and that's why she was not in support. Voters who did support the levy said they wanted to fund the schools and avoid cuts. These were the majority of the voters I spoke to, and as the polls show, also the majority of the votes in so far in favor of that levy. This levy looks like it's going to pass, and here's what the interim superintendent told me about how the district's finances and future look with the passage, potentially, of this levy.
I think when a district can give taxpayers this kind of a bargain and really be spending less than the state average, not only for students, but not only for per pupil, but also for administration, spending the bulk of our money on student instruction, I think that tells taxpayers what they need to know, and I think they heard our message.
So Dr. Anstead told me that those positions that were cut as a result of the failure of that previous levy are not coming back. But so far, it looks like there will not be any additional cuts because, again, this operating levy, or rather this levy that they had this year on the ballot, was not as much money as they were asking for in the past. So we will keep you updated and we will turn it back over to you with more election coverage.
Lily Lyles reporting tonight. Thank you. We could see a shakeup in Maumee after election night is over.
Multiple candidates there decided to run for office because they did not like the direction the city was heading. 13 Action News anchor Josh Krupp is live with us this evening, tracking those results. Josh.
Yeah, and Gerald and Tony, right now it looks like a couple of incumbents are poised to lose their seats in Maumee. Still early votes are coming in right now. I think Lucas County is about 17% reported in its entirety. A good chunk of the votes have come in Maumee so far. And these top 4 vote getters will all move on. I have 2 pages of results here for Maumee. There are 2 people on this list who are incumbents right now, trailing in the Maumee City Council election. Top 4 vote getters. Many of them are so-called recall candidates. You may remember there was a whole effort to try and recall all of city council in the city of Maumee. That was ultimately shut down by the Ohio Supreme Court, who said Maumee City Charter doesn't allow a process like this to play out. So instead, people who said that they were fed up over the direction Maumee was heading decided to run for public office, including Chelsea Ziss right now, who has 290 votes, the most out of anybody here on this list, poised to get a seat on Maumee City Council that she would be elected to. She was actually appointed to fill the seat of Scott Noonan, who was most recently on council and then stepped down. Chelsea Ziss, one of the leaders of that citizens-led initiative in Maumee. Plenty of other races that we are watching really quickly here in Oregon. Stephen Salander, right now with a nice lead, healthy lead over Mike Safarian, an incumbent mayor in Oregon, could fall tonight. Tiffin City Schools and Pike Delta York Schools, in this case, narrowly supporting levies. Several other races that we're tracking throughout the night. Tony and Gerald, will send it back to you and check back in with you here throughout the broadcast.
All right, thank you, Josh. We'll be back with you in a moment. We'll continue to bring you the latest results throughout this newscast and tonight on Action News at 11. Meantime, we're bringing you real-time results on our website where you can follow around 200 local races and levies. Head to 13abc.com for those results as they come in.
From there, we're going to